Have you ever wondered why your cat seems to stare fixedly at an empty corner of the room? Or why, in moments of deep sadness, they silently appear and settle in your lap? For millennia, from ancient Egypt to the present day, cats have been seen as creatures of mystery, bearers of hidden wisdom. Edgar Cayce, one of the most renowned seers of the 20th century, perceived something in feline energies that few have managed to articulate. Something that transcends conventional understanding of the relationship between humans and animals. Something that many of you, who love and live with cats, have already felt intuitively, even without words to express it. The ancient Egyptians weren't mistaken when they elevated cats to divine status. They recognized what modern society has often forgotten, that these beings operate on frequencies that connect our physical world with the unseen realms of consciousness. What they knew through ceremony and reverence, Cayce accessed through his remarkable psychic abilities. Today we'll explore this profound vision, not just as a curiosity, but as an invitation to perceive the true nature of these enigmatic beings who have chosen to share our lives. To understand that the cat purring on your windowsill is far more than a pet. They are a conscious collaborator in your spiritual journey. Edgar Cayce, in his deep trance states, accessed what he called the Akashic Records, a kind of cosmic library containing all the history and knowledge of the universe. While many know his predictions about health and world events, few are aware of the unique perspective he offered on animals, especially cats. For Cayce, cats were not simply domestic animals or casual companions. They were beings with definite purpose, ancient collaborators with human consciousness, operating at vibrational frequencies that most of us can barely perceive. In various readings, Cayce suggested that cats possess extraordinary sensitivity to subtle energies, something that goes far beyond their acute physical senses. They exist simultaneously in our physical world and in etheric planes, serving as living bridges between dimensions of consciousness. The entity, Cayce would often say, referring to cats, exists both in materiality and in the astral forces. This dual nature allows cats to perceive and interact with energetic patterns invisible to most humans. When your cat seems to be tracking something unseen across the room, they are not hallucinating or playing. They are observing real movements in the etheric field that surrounds us all. What's most impressive about Cayce's vision is not just what cats can perceive, but what they do with that perception. And this leads us to one of the most profound aspects of their presence in our lives: their role as silent guardians of our energetic well-being.
Cats absorb negative energies. You've probably heard this statement, perhaps as an esoteric curiosity or a popular belief. But in Cayce's visions, this ability is much more than a simple saying. According to his psychic readings, cats possess a unique energy field that functions as a type of filter or shield. They don't just detect energetic imbalances in our environments, they actively work to neutralize them. This capacity, far from being supernatural, is an intrinsic part of their energetic makeup, as natural to them as breathing. Observe your cat when they suddenly fix their gaze on an apparently empty space, or when they position themselves in certain points of the house, perfectly still. In these moments, Cayce suggested, your feline companion is literally processing and transmuting dissonant energies. There's a reason why cats are often drawn to individuals who are ill, depressed, or experiencing emotional turmoil. They're not simply offering companionship, they're providing an active, energetic service, helping to restore balance where it's been disrupted. Many hospice workers and therapists have noted how cats seem particularly attracted to those most in need of healing, often sitting with the terminally ill or emotionally distressed. What makes this ability even more remarkable is that, unlike many sensitive beings, cats are rarely overwhelmed by the energies they absorb. They possess a natural system of energetic purification through sleep, purring, and the contemplative quiet moments we all recognize. This is one of the reasons why, after particularly stressful days, you may notice your cat sleeping more deeply or seeking moments of solitude. It's not coincidence. It's a cleansing and restoration process, a silent service they offer to the environments and people with whom they live. Consider the ancient wisdom that recommended placing a cat in a new home before moving in. This wasn't mere superstition. It was a recognition of the cat's ability to cleanse and harmonize spaces, to make them energetically habitable for human consciousness. One of the most profound revelations in Cayce's readings about cats is that these beings do not enter our lives by chance. The idea that cats choose their humans is not just a charming popular saying. According to Cayce's vision, it's a fundamental truth about how these beings operate. Cats, in their extraordinary sensitivity, are attracted to people and environments where their presence and abilities are needed. This attraction occurs on levels far beyond the conscious. It's a resonance of souls, a connection that transcends conventional understanding. Have you ever wondered why that specific cat entered your life? Why, among all possible people, they chose you? Cayce suggested there is a spiritual purpose in this encounter, something that benefits both the human and the feline, an exchange of energetic gifts and life lessons.
The timing of a cat's arrival in your life is rarely random. Many people report cats appearing during major life transitions, after a loss, before a significant change, or during periods of intense personal growth. This is because cats are naturally drawn to energetic flux, to moments when their stabilizing presence can be most beneficial. Some cats come to teach patience, others to help in healing processes, still others to awaken a deeper awareness of the present moment. But all, without exception, come as messengers, bringing exactly what we need, often before we even know we need it. Reflect for a moment on how your cat came to you. Notice the patterns, the synchronicities, the moments of coincidence that culminated in this meeting. Was there something waiting to be awakened in you? Something that only the presence of this specific being could catalyze? The bond that forms between a human and their chosen cat is unlike any other relationship. It transcends the typical pet-owner dynamic, becoming instead a partnership of mutual growth and support. When you understand this dimension of choice and purpose, every interaction with your cat takes on new meaning. Each purr, each gaze, each silent moment of companionship becomes part of an ongoing conversation between souls. They see what we cannot see. This observation, made countless times by cat owners throughout the centuries, gains new depth when viewed through the lens of Cayce's perceptions. In his readings, Cayce frequently mentioned the existence of multiple planes of reality coexisting with our physical world. Vibrational planes where energies, entities, and currents of information exist, invisible to conventional human senses. Cats, however, navigate naturally between these planes. Their eyes, specially adapted to see in low-light conditions in the physical world, are equally capable of perceiving the subtleties of the energetic world. When your cat seems to follow with their gaze, something invisible crossing the room, or when they react defensively to an apparently empty space, they're responding to presences and movements that exist beyond the spectrum of our ordinary perception. This ability was well understood in ancient cultures. In Egypt, cats were considered guardians of the threshold between worlds. In Japan, they were thought to be able to see and interact with spirits. Celtic traditions held that cats could see fairy folk and other elemental beings. These weren't merely cultural superstitions. They were intuitive recognitions of the cat's multi-dimensional awareness. Cayce suggested that this capacity is not merely passive. Cats actively monitor these subtle planes, maintaining a type of energetic hygiene in our homes. They observe, evaluate, and when necessary, intervene to maintain the vibrational balance of the spaces we inhabit.
Have you ever noticed your cat staring intensely at a particular area of your home, perhaps even acting defensively toward an empty space? Or have you observed them suddenly alert, eyes tracking something invisible across the room? These moments aren't random behaviors. They're glimpses into your cat's role as guardian of the unseen. This is one of the most profound services they offer, being our sentinels in the invisible silent guardians against influences we don't even perceive. Their presence creates an energetic boundary, a protected space where harmful or chaotic energies are either transformed or prevented from entering. Modern science has only begun to discover what Cayce intuited decades ago, that cats purring operates at frequencies with real therapeutic potential. Contemporary studies confirm that feline purring occurs at frequencies between 25 and 150 Hz, precisely the range that promotes bone regeneration, reduces inflammation, and relieves pain. But in Cayce's readings, purring is much more than a physiological phenomenon. It's a sophisticated spiritual technology. When a cat purrs on your chest during a moment of sadness or settles next to a painful area of your body, they're not just offering emotional comfort. According to Cayce's vision, they're literally transmitting healing frequencies, tuning your energy field to promote balance and restoration. The ancient Egyptians placed purring cats on injured body parts to speed healing. Japanese traditions recognize the therapeutic value of a cat's purr for calming the mind and easing troubled spirits. These practices weren't based on superstition, but on observed effects that science is only now beginning to validate. Purring is, in essence, a form of sound meditation, both for the cat and for the human who receives it. It's an ancient technology of harmonization, a vibrational gift that transcends time and space. The rhythmic sound penetrates deeply into our bodies and energy fields, creating coherence where there was discord, calm where there was agitation. Allow yourself for a moment to remember the occasions when your cat's purring brought indescribable comfort. It wasn't just the warmth of their physical presence, but something deeper, a direct communication from energy field to energy field, from soul to soul. Next time your cat purrs near you, try this simple practice. Close your eyes and place your awareness on the sound. Feel how it resonates not just in your ears, but throughout your body. Notice any shifts in your emotional state, any release of tension, any deepening of breath. You're experiencing firsthand what Cayce described, the transformative power of feline vibrational medicine. Perhaps the most transformative aspect of Cayce's vision of cats is the understanding of them as natural masters of mindfulness, of full conscious presence. Observe a cat for a few moments. Notice how they completely inhabit the now. How each movement is intentional, each rest is total, each observation is made with absolute attention. There's no anxiety about the future, no rumination about the past, only a complete embodiment of the present moment. Cayce suggested that this quality is not just a behavioral trait, but an expression of the spiritual nature of felines. They exist simultaneously in chronological time and in what we might call vertical time, the dimension of depth in the present moment. This capacity for presence isn't merely a charming animal characteristic, it's a profound spiritual teaching. In a world increasingly fragmented by technology, constant distraction, and chronic anxiety, our cats offer a living example of another way of being. They demonstrate what it means to be fully embodied, fully aware, fully here. When a cat sits quietly observing you, they're not just seeing your physical form, they're perceiving your entire energy field, the emotions you carry, the thoughts occupying your mind. And through this silent observation, they offer an invitation to slow down, to breathe more deeply, to inhabit more fully the only moment that truly exists, this one, now. Many spiritual traditions teach the transformative power of present moment awareness, but cats don't just teach it, they embody it. They are living koans, walking meditations, reminding us with their every movement and pause of the simple yet profound truth: life can only be lived now. In a world increasingly accelerated and fragmented, this may be the most precious gift our feline companions offer, a constant embodied reminder of how it's possible to be truly present. Cayce often spoke of soul agreements, contracts made between beings before incarnation, arrangements for mutual growth and evolution. In his worldview, the relationship between cats and humans is not random or merely practical. It's part of a larger spiritual design, When a particular cat enters your life, Cayce suggested, there's often a pre-existing soul connection, something recognized at a deep level, a continuation of a dialogue that may have been ongoing across multiple lifetimes. This explains the immediate, profound bond many people feel with their cats, a sense of having known them before, of reunion rather than first meeting. These spiritual contracts serve multiple purposes. For the human, the cat may bring specific lessons or healing energies needed for their current life journey. For the cat, the human may provide an environment conducive to their own soul development or an opportunity to fulfill a service mission. Many who've lived with cats have experienced moments of uncanny understanding, times when your cat seems to know exactly what you need, often before you know it yourself.
Pay attention to what emotions or thoughts arise in you through your interactions with your cat. What qualities are being awakened? What healing is being facilitated? What aspects of yourself are being mirrored back to you? These are clues to the spiritual contract you share. The depth of these agreements explains why the loss of a beloved cat can be so profoundly painful. It's not just the loss of a pet, but the temporary interruption of a soul connection, a spiritual partnership. Yet Cayce's perspective offers comfort even here. For these connections transcend physical form and continue beyond the visible realm. Understanding your relationship with your cat as a spiritual contract invites a deeper reverence, a more conscious participation in the exchange of energies and lessons. It transforms an ordinary household relationship into a sacred partnership, a mutual journey of awakening. Edgar Cayce's vision of cats offers us much more than esoteric curiosities. It invites us to a new form of relationship with these extraordinary beings who have chosen to share our lives. It's not by chance that your cat is with you. It's not coincidence that they appear exactly at the moments when you most need comfort, or that they seem to perceive your emotions before you even verbalize them. Cayce saw cats as silent messengers of the soul, beings existing at the intersection between worlds, offering protection, healing, and wisdom in ways we're only beginning to understand. Consider for a moment. What if the cat in your life is not just a pet, but a conscious spiritual ally? What if their behaviors, from their mysterious stares to their comforting presence in times of distress, are not random animal instincts, but purposeful interactions designed to support your well-being on multiple levels? What if the love you feel for your cat, and the love they express to you, is part of an ancient dialogue between souls, a conversation continuing across time and space, serving purposes deeper than our everyday minds can comprehend? The next time your cat looks deeply into your eyes, allow yourself to really receive that gaze. The next time they settle in your lap during a moment of sadness, acknowledge the energetic gift being offered. And perhaps through this expanded awareness, we can not only better honor our feline companions, but also reclaim something of their ancestral wisdom. The ability to perceive beyond appearances, to sense beyond the obvious, to fully inhabit the present moment. Because, as Cayce reminded us through his extraordinary perceptions, cats are not just animals in our homes. They are companions on our spiritual journey, silent guides to dimensions of consciousness that our humanity is only beginning to rediscover.
They are, in their mysterious presence and unconditional love, living reminders of the interconnectedness of all life and of the profound truth that the most important things cannot be seen with ordinary eyes, but must be felt with an open heart. In each feline gaze, a universe of wisdom. In each purr, an invitation to healing. In each encounter, a reminder, you are never truly alone.